Big Brothers and Big Sisters. It's an organization you might have heard of, but you might not know about. I've just coming into the building, I've learned about so much about it, and I'm here with Mike to talk to me about it. So for someone out there who's never heard of Big Brothers, Big Sisters before, can you give me a little brief overview of what that is?
Yeah, absolutely. So in Guelph, Big Brothers, Big Sisters of Guelph is a mentoring charity and a mentoring organization. We offer both one-to-one and group-based mentoring programs to more than 600 youth in the community. And these are children who are just in need of an additional caring and consistent adult role model in their lives. And we create and support and facilitate those matches and engage with the community and a number of community partners to make it happen and to help all young people realize their full potential.
From your perspective, as you've seen kids go through the program before, what kind of impact do you think having these relationships has had on some of these kids you've seen?
You know, it's amazing what a difference just adding one adult role model to their lives can be. It helps develop stronger social competence, relationships with peers. They experience improved mental health and well-being, a stronger relationship with their educational studies, with their schools, and so it really has a number of positive impacts. And it really is just, you know, at its core, it's just about spending time together between the child and their mentor, and learning about one another, developing that relationship, and then all of those other developmental benefits that come out of it just happen so naturally over the course of a match relationship.
On the flip side, I was telling you off air, my girlfriend was a big sister up in Sudbury. What kind of, have any of the Big Brothers or Big Sisters come along and told you how fulfilling it was for them to be part of the program?
Absolutely, and it's something that we hear consistently from mentors in the program, that while they don't necessarily expect it going in to feel so fulfilled and for it to have been a mutually beneficial relationship, that's really what it ends up being. And they get just as much out of it as the mentees do, and that's really special. We can hear, we can see, and we can read about how impactful these matches are, and then really hear it from both sides of the match relationship about what a difference it made.
Now we're sitting here in this beautiful space here. What are some of the programs you have where kids can come into the space and get some development here?
Yeah, so our programs, they take place in both one-to-one settings and in group-based settings, and they exist in the community, and we also serve programs in more than 40 local schools as well. And we like to make our space here, just outside of downtown Guelph, as welcoming as possible, particularly for group programs. So groups will come in, so we're talking 8 to 10 youth and 3 to 5 mentors will come in as a group, and they might spend time here in our kitchen space, doing cupcake decorating or having a little pizza party together, or time in our boardroom doing a movie night and board games. And so we like to try and make as many offerings as possible available to kids in the program, particularly in the groups, because they're always looking for new things to do. They're excited and eager to get into the community and to spend time together and to do lots of things. And we'd like this to always be a welcoming space for them, that they know that they can come here and spend time with their peers and time with their mentors and have a great time.
So I was telling you off air, like most of my knowledge in life, my first knowledge of the Big Brothers Big Sisters program came from The Simpsons, where Homer and Pepe got together and Tom and Bart got together. But I'm guessing the system they used to get their Big Brother and Big Sister, Big Brothers were not the way you do it here. How do people actually get into the program as a child to find their Big Brother?
It's very intentional, and it's very, and we have a great process that goes start to finish. And so what we'll typically see is the child's caregiver, their parent, would reach out to us and recommend that their child have a mentor in their lives. Similarly, with our school-based programs, we would receive those referrals directly from the schools. So we have relationships with child and youth workers and other school liaisons, and they actually refer children to our organization whom they feel would benefit from having an additional mentor in their lives. From that process, we take the child, take their family, and as well as the mentors through our training processes. And then the process by which we go about matching children is very intentional as well. So we try to match based on shared lived experience, similar likes and similar interests. So it's very much with intention to create a relationship that's going to last over a long period of time, because that's when we know the impact really starts to kick in. Is the longer a match spends time together, the more impactful, the deeper that relationship is, and that's where we can really start to see greater impact and greater support for the youth.
And over the years, you know, everyone I seem to interview lately just tells me, oh, it's been a rough few years, but they're starting to come out of it. Is that the same thing for Big Brothers Big Sisters?
We've certainly experienced all that the pandemic had to offer over the past 3 years. So as you can imagine, being an organization that's so rooted in relationships and spending time in person together, you know, those were some of the first things that were effectively taken away from us as a community. And so what we really strive to do as an organization was to make sure that we're in the situation where the child's other supportive relationships in their lives might have been reduced or might have been limited. We wanted to ensure that our mentors remain that consistent presence in their lives to help them navigate to help the child really navigate the challenges of the pandemic. Where that started off was we pivoted into virtual relationships and virtual mentoring. So, you know, much as we were all sort of learning in our professional years how to navigate Zoom and Google Meet and that sort of thing, we really sort of applied the same sort of logic and strategy towards supporting our match relationships as well. And this extended to groups too, so they were meeting virtually over a regular period of time just to keep in contact and ensure that the child knew that their mentor was there to support them through everything. What that eventually, sort of developed into was, you know, we're all familiar with the concept of social bubbles that we all had to figure out. And what we actually saw was mentors and mentees became part of each other's bubbles. And so what that allowed for them to happen to do was they were able to get back together and spend time in person more frequently and sooner again, which was wonderful. Beyond that, it was shortly thereafter that the two local school boards in Guelph recognized Big Brothers Big Sisters of Guelph as an essential service provider. And that was so critical and so wonderful and so helpful to our work because it meant that our mentors actually got to go into the schools to spend time with the children shortly after they returned from virtual learning and actually resume those one-on-one and those group-based relationships there. And what that's done is it's really allowed us to sort of springboard into what I'm going to call a return to normal for our relationships. And that's really where we're at today. We see all of our matches meeting together in person again, indoors, outdoors, one-on-one, in groups as well. And I'm proud of our team that they really sort of persevered and demonstrated resilience through it, that willingness to sort of adapt and change at regular intervals over the past 3 years. And now we're back in a point in time where we're really starting to see impact, we're starting to see return, we're starting to see, you know, a higher increase in volunteer applications to become mentors with the organization. It really is starting to feel normal again, and that's wonderful. It really has positive impacts.
And just two last questions. You know, I don't think there are a lot of kids out there watching #GuelphLife, but there's probably a lot of potential mentors out there. For someone who might be thinking about getting involved with that program, what kind of advice would you give them?
Do it. It will change your life. It will feel great, and you will have a positive impact in a child's life. We always are in need of more volunteer mentor applicants. From all walks of life, from all lived experiences, I think that there's a place for just about anyone with Big Brothers Big Sisters to just impart and share some of that wisdom, some lived experience, and develop a relationship that you know is going to be meaningful and you know is going to be impactful. So if you've ever considered it, absolutely reach out, apply. We would love to welcome you into the organization.
And last question, for anyone who decides to take your advice and just do it, how do they get in touch with you?
Reach us on our website at www.bbbsg.ca. Find us on social media, give us a call, or simply drop by our office at 285 Woolwich Street, just outside of downtown Guelph. We always have staff here who are welcoming and who are happy to work with you, and they'll welcome you with open arms and find a place for you in the organization.
All right, that's Big Brothers Big Sisters Guelph, and if you do come to the building, there is parking at the back. It was a little confusing, but I got here. And Mike, thank you so much for joining me today.
My pleasure. Thank you, Ryan.